about anything that's made with plums, I can't help but think about my grandma's cookbook. It's just so precious. Makes me think of England and Shakespeare. Let's make some plum crumble bars. So start by preheating your oven to 360. So for these plum bars, you'll need these ingredients: some plums, some large flake oats, butter, salt, sugar, walnuts, cinnamon, baking soda, vanilla, and lemons. So I like to make the filling first so it has time to rest. So you'll need about 8 plums. What I love about plums is that when you cook them down, they get so nice and sweet, they're delicious. On every plum, just cut down the middle of it. This part's very satisfying. Oh look, it's like a heart. They're already telling you to bake with them. Lots of love. I think in North America, a lot of people like to have apple pie, pumpkin pie. Never underestimate the power of a plum. Plum tarts or plum bars. They look like little almonds. So now take your plums and just cut them up. And what I find with these is that you don't have to cut them in perfect little moons. Just rough chop them. I think the more rugged they are, the more they look like something your grandma would make. You don't have to do them perfectly. Very rustic and English. So good. Don't peel your plums because you want that color in there. Wait, how many have I done? I've lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I eat one? 7, 8. It's nice to have them in big chunks as they stick out of the top of the plum bars. So take these beautiful plums and put them in a saucepan. Sliding to the end. Oh, it's getting really full. Maybe I'll have to eat one. There's lots of room now. Add half a cup of sugar. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So once you cook this down, it'll be so glossy, almost like candy. And then you just put this on the stove. So cook this down for about 15 or 20 minutes. In a separate bowl, 1 1/4 cups of flour and a 1/2 cup of oats, another 1/2 cup of sugar, and now add a 1/2 cup of walnuts. That looks like about a 1/2 cup. You just want to chop these babies up. So good, so nice and dry. The dryness of the walnut against the sweet of the plum, it's delicious. So I went to England to audition for a theater school, and I wanted to get into their musical program. Seemed fine to me because that's where I was born. But what I didn't know then was that it was kind of faux pas to sing anything from Les Mis. When I got into the room, I auditioned for a man named Nigel. By the time he got to me, 3 girls had already sung my song. So he said, "Right, what are you gonna sing?" Well, I'm gonna sing On My Own from Les... Oh, not that song again. Oh, he's like, "Have you got anything else?" I knew that my other song was also from Les Mis. So, right, he's like, "Just sing that then." I think he cut me off. I don't know why. Yeah. I couldn't help but notice that the nuts that I'm chopping are actually called royal nuts. They're royal, so it's quite fitting for today. Grandma would be impressed. So now take these nuts, take these royal nuts, and add them in. And now add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And a pinch of salt. Make sure you keep an eye on your plums. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. So let's just let that cool slightly. Now you need a 3/4 cup of melted butter. I like using this canteen melter thingy, majiggy. I just really like it. Just put the butter in there. So add the melted butter in. Because you want the crumble sticky enough that you can form a base for your bars. So it's kind of like a wet crumble. Feels nice. So take a square pan, probably about like this. I think it's a 9-inch pan, but I like this one because it's nice and deep. Take some parchment paper. So even though it's grease-proof paper, I still like to add a little bit of butter. Because who doesn't want extra butter? So add 3/4 of this to the bottom. Now you just want to spread it out. You really want to push it down. So put the base in the oven at 360 for 12 minutes. Once this comes out of the oven, you're going to add these beautiful plums. So just sprinkle the remainder of the crumble. And it doesn't matter if it's completely covered, you want some of the plums to stick out because they look so nice. So because the pan's still hot, you want to put on your oven mitts. So bake this again at 360 for 20 minutes. There's a recipe in here for something called damson syrup. It's like a fancy plum. Shakespeare talked about damsons. Looks amazing. So let it cool in the pan for 20 minutes. I'll just wait. So after you've let it cool for a little bit, it starts to harden up and it becomes more like a bar. So I'd like to slide it off the paper. And you should wait a little longer, but I don't want to wait. The plums have turned into almost like candy. It's so good. I love how crispy it is on the bottom. It's just amazing, and the crumble on top. I think my grandma would be proud. Yeah. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Where did I put the sugar? So many of the recipes contain hardly anything in them. So it has time to... Oops, I think I dropped one on the floor. Congeal. Nuts. Somebody's nuts. Crumble. Bumble. Bumble crumble. Wait. I need the sugar again. Sit. Crumbum plum. I just think they're lovely. Invite me to the plum party, please. Okay, whatever. Just put this on the stove.